Hello, my dear Capricorn. Today we are going to be doing a general reading for the month of, not for the month of February, for the start of February. Sorry about that. In today's reading, we are going to be pulling some oracle cards to get a general picture of what you have going on at this time. After we get those cards, we will be pulling some tarot cards and seeing what more details we can paint with that picture. We may clarify the cards depending on what happens within the reading. But let's take a look at what we have going on here for you, Capricorn, at the start of this month. Let's see here. So, for this, I am using the Work Your Light Oracle deck to start us off. Your guidance is divinely guided. I think that this card comes in to tell us that it is very important that we are trusting our intuition because it is coming from a divine place. That being said, take it all together, right? We don't only do things because we have a feeling about it, especially not if it's a big giant risk. Like, yes, please definitely take those risks. But on the other hand, like, make sure that they're safe, you know? Be smart about how you're taking risks. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So I think a lot of the times we get so stuck in our routine of like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do the other. Self-care is super, super, super important. We're actually going to be done with this. I think I'm going to pull one more from the Divine Feminine. Self-care is super, super important, but we need to make sure that we're doing the self-care while it's nourishing us, you know? Yeah, it's great that you go to the gym absolutely every day, and it's great that you eat super healthy and all of those things. That's amazing. Please continue those habits. But also know that, like, it's okay to not do that absolutely every single day of your life. It's okay to take a step back and breathe and allow yourself to not have to be worked to the absolute bone every time, Capricorn. Please. There we go. The Goddess of Devotion. I am love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. I'm curious what she's actually going to be telling us within the reading, actually. So a lot of these goddesses come with the message of yourself is love, and it is all from within. It is the things that you need, right? She is also kind of saying that she embodies love. Love cannot leave her because she is it. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. It is within this true belief that we are love, that we are able to grow into new heights. We are able to learn things about ourselves that we never knew before. We are able to manifest things into existence. Bless you. Sorry, my puppy sneezed. She's not a puppy. She's a puppy. Okay. You work really hard, Capricorn. You work really hard. It's okay to take a real long, solid break. Take a day. Take a week. Matter of fact, take an hour. Just take some time to break. I'm going to be using the Muse deck for this reading. So let's take a look at what we have going on. The Muse Tarot. So what do we we have going on for Capricorn here? Got one thing already. The Lovers in reverse. I don't typically read these reverse, but I'm going to just because it popped out. Now I'm going to switch this back. Okay. The Lovers in reverse. Pairing the Lovers in reverse with the previous card of the Goddess, it really does speak to me about finding love within rather than without. The Lovers is about a connection, and maybe this connection isn't what we need. A connection maybe isn't necessarily what we need, or maybe the things that we need right now can't be from a connection. Maybe they can only be from within at this moment, you know. That's not saying that obviously you can't be with a partner, definitely not. But it's more talking about how your partner can't make you happy. You have to make you happy. I don't know if that's like a really tough thing to swallow, but a lot of us say, no, my partner definitely does make me happy. Okay. I'm sure that a lot of the things that your partner does make you happy. I'm sure a lot of things about the way that your partner treats you makes you happy. But your partner, his existence, that in and of itself cannot alone bring you happiness. Happiness is with you. All right, Capricorn, let's see what else we got. I'm gonna take the top one actually. We've got the Seven of Voices, and this card reminds me so much of the Judgment card in the Light Seers Tarot. I'm gonna pull it out. I think that's really interesting. Okay, I'm being drawn to do that, so I'm gonna do it. Wherever they are, I will find it. Brief intermission. Anyway, so the reason that I'm actually pulling this out is because of how similar to this other card it is. So the original thought that I got was that it was that Judgment card. It was about the duality and things being mirrored. Similarly through like a water situation. Where is it? Here she is. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Judgment, it was Justice. My bad. My mistake. But look at how similar these two cards are. So that's technically like the first interpretation that I get of it, like understanding that the appearances or the things that first come into sight aren't necessarily all that there is to the story. So it's important that in order to know what is fair, to know what is right, to know what is true, we need to be able to back up and look at the full picture, be able to look at the person's faults as well as the person's strengths and compare them evenly. Not that it's your job to compare anyone, you know, but if this is someone who is important to us or somebody who is creating stress, it is important to know what a person's motivations are, right? All right. We have the Muse of Voices. So we have the Queen, or not the Queen, sorry, the Page of Swords. I'm going to continue pulling really quickly. We'll see what happens right now. Awakening. Three of Materials. That's the Three of Pentacles. The Muse of Inspiration. I'm going to pull one more row for you actually, but I think that I need to reshuffle these really quickly. I am going to look at the message for awakening. It's such a different interpretation to that card typically is. So I really want to make sure that we have the message that is coming through from this deck. Ten of Voices. We have so many swords here. We are feeling tons of anxiety. It probably feels like, I get the thought of like walking on eggshells, except like eggshells are just eggshells, like you can step on them, they're not going to cut you. But we always get stuck in our brain of like, they do. And matter of fact is, they don't. They don't. It's just eggshells. The Four of Inspiration, so the Four of Wands. And the Nine of Materials, so the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a story that I am getting for you. And again, general reading, take what resonates, leave all the rest. Also, for a full picture, make sure you watch your moon and rising as well, so that you really know kind of what is going on. Okay, so in the first row, we have the Lovers reversed, along with the Seven of Voices, which again looks very much like the Justice, but okay. We have the Muse of Voices as well. So this might be the energy that you are currently in. I think that that's probably not energy that you're super comfortable with, since you tend to be very grounded. Let's look at this awakening message really quickly. Here we go. Awaken to your divine nature, judgment, facing the music, ascension, accepting and forgiving your beautiful soul. Intrinsic expansion. Rising above the clouds, we find clarity in ourselves, in our past, and in our actions. The key to this judgment, this awakening, this reckoning of heart and memory is to be able to dish out the radical self-compassion and forgiveness. See yourself as the beautiful spark of inspiration that you are. I think this reading very much is saying all of that right now. Definitely like a connection to yourself seems to be what's at the forefront of what you've got going on. The Three of Materials with this one, it does very much remind me of like the fabric of sisterhood. Again, doesn't have to be that you can be male, female, whatever. That's not what it's about. But it's this concept of like being able to use each other for support and building a stronger network by, collaborating, by working with one another, by sharing, by, having space together and allowing yourself to be imperfect with someone else, but also very much not romantic. Again, doesn't have to be gendered, but this is not a romantic thing. It is a beautiful, vulnerable thing, but it is resilient, it is strong, and it is connected. The Muse of Inspiration. So we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is, in this one, she is such a fiery force. But what this kind of brings me to is, again, like that channeling your inner self and allowing yourself to let go a little bit. I think that the thing that the Muse of Inspiration does really well is that she allows things to be. She's a firecracker. She comes and she makes things go, right? But she also doesn't necessarily need to be in like full control of the situation. She can take control of the situation, but she'd rather like sit in the background and have fun. And maybe that's a little bit of the energy that we need to be going into. We have the Ten of Swords over here as well. The Ten of Swords to me very much speaks about being released. So I know that traditionally it's lots of swords behind a person's back, but in the background you can see him looking off into the sun and into the distance, like signifying that like the sun is coming, a new day will come, and things will be getting better. Remember that it's really, really important that we trust in our guidance, and that we trust that we really do know, whether it's from our own intuition or from our own belief system or from whatever it is. We know what's right. We know what to do. You really do have this. We have the Four of Inspirations. We have the Four of Inspirations under the Three of Materials, which is kind of where I was talking about sisterhood. This card specifically tells me a lot about connecting with feminine forces in your life. Again, doesn't have to be male, female. We all have male and female energies. Every single one of us does. We also have neutral energies, but this tells me that it's important to connect with that portion of us, especially after exiting this like lover situation, so that we can find abundance once again. This is where the trail is going. This is where we're ending. It's definitely a good sign. It's a good reading, but it does seem like it's gonna feel like an uphill battle for a while. Just know that you have resources. It's important that you reach out to them so that we can make our way through to find this prosperity once again. This is what I have for you today, Capricorn. I think that I am actually going to be leaving it here. I really do love this reading for you. I hope that some of this resonated with you. If it did, please leave a comment down below and let me know. But thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Down in the description, you can find the link to my Instagram, which will have the pictures of the readings. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.